వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ 2008 లో స్థాపించిన కళాశాలలో MBA, NAC A గ్రేడ్ మరియు ISO సర్టిఫికేషన్ సాధించిన మొట్టమొదటి కళాశాల శ్రీ ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ త్వరలో అటానమస్ కాబోతోంది.
2014లో ISO గుర్తింపు, 2015లో రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వంచే A గ్రేడ్, 2016లో NAC A గ్రేడ్, ఇప్పుడు NBA సాధించిన సంస్థ శ్రీ ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ.
MSET, ISET, ESET కోడ్ MVRS. వివరాలకు కాల్ 8464887777.
Good morning, students. So today in the last classes we have discussed about the active high pass filter and as well as active low pass filter. Low pass filter, how the low pass filter is going to perform its job, and how the high pass filter is going to show its response, we have observed in the last classes. So today we are going to discuss about the band pass filter. So here you can see there are two types of band pass filters: narrow band pass filter and wide band pass filter. So how we are going to differentiate this band pass filter is nothing but according to the passage of the frequencies, passage of the signals, nothing but the signals. So narrow band pass filter, which is having the quality factor greater than 10, and it passes, that is the bandwidth of this filter. So bandwidth of this filter is narrow. So that means the bandwidth will be, so if we take the response of the filter, so if it is the frequency on x-axis and this is gain on y-axis, so we are going to consider gain on y-axis and frequency on x-axis. So the gain, the response will be in this manner, the response will be. So this is how the response will be. So it is having a narrow bandwidth. So the bandwidth, if we consider the bandwidth, so this is the bandwidth we are going to consider. So the bandwidth is narrow. Then we can say that this is a narrow band pass filter. And coming to wide band pass filter, so which is having the quality factor less than 10. So it has a wide bandwidth. It has a wide bandwidth. If we consider, so here the response of this band pass filter will be wide. So this is the cutoff frequencies what we are going to observe, and this will be the bandwidth. So this will be the bandwidth. So if we consider here, so the bandwidth is more, and it allows maximum frequencies, the bandwidth is more. So in communication channels, we require uh, a narrow band pass filter such that it allows only the signals to flow through at the center frequency only. It is having highest gain, nothing but that is it is having highest gain at a center frequency fc. So at this point it must have highest gain, whereas here you can see the gain is almost same, not only at center frequency, it is same for some frequencies in case of wide band pass filter. So if we consider the quality factor, so which is given by the relationship Q is equal to F naught divided by bandwidth. So F naught is nothing but the center frequency divided by bandwidth. Bandwidth is nothing but FH minus FL. So this is the frequency FH, and this is the frequency FL. So FL, FH. FH minus FL is nothing but the bandwidth. If bandwidth is more, then the quality factor will be less. So here we can observe in case of wide band pass filter, if bandwidth is less, then the quality factor will be greater. So where the center frequency is given by F is equal to root of FH into FL. So here you can see nothing but F naught square is equal to product of higher cutoff frequency and lower cutoff frequency. So this is how band pass filter. The band pass filter is having two types, that is a narrow band pass filter and a wide band pass filter. So now we are going to discuss about a narrow band pass filter. So coming to the narrow band pass filter, so the parameters here we have to consider is upper and lower cutoff frequencies and the bandwidth. So for this we are going to consider a circuit. We are going to use a circuit that is a second order band pass filter, that is a second order band pass filter. Second order band pass filter, and here you can see this is the second order band pass filter what we are going to discuss here. So we are going to consider this filter, and we are going to write the nodal equation at node A. So first we are going to consider this diagram A, which is nothing but a band pass configuration. So which is having a Vi as input and V0 as output, and Y1, Y4, Y2 are admittances connected to it, and Y3, Y5 are the feedback paths, feedback admittances connected to it. So by writing the nodal voltage equation at node A, So what happens if you write a nodal voltage equations at node A, then Vi into Y1 plus nothing but in this path Vi into Y1 plus V0 into Y3 is equal to Va into Y1 plus Y2 plus Y3 plus Y4. So how we are going to write this nodal equation means next I will tell this equation. So nothing but so from this node point of view we are going to observe. So whatever the voltages are there from this node point of view we have three paths. So you can see here, so this path, so nothing but from this node we are going towards the feedback, that is feedback path, and we are having another node voltage as V0. So we can write Va minus V0 divided by, sorry, into Y3. Because it is admittance, we are going to write it as uh, product 1 by if it is a resistance we will write by R3. So as it is admittance we are going to write it in product term, that is Va minus V0 into Y3. Similarly, Va minus Vi into Y1. Similarly, in the downward path, Va minus 0. So this potential is 0 into Y4. Next, Va minus Vb into Y2. That's what we have obtained all these equations. Now we can write this as, uh, this can be written as so Va minus Vb into Y2. Here the equation, last equation we have got. But if we observe this op amp, as a non-inverting terminal is grounded, so when non-inverting terminal is grounded, so we can call here, due to virtual ground concept, we can say that the voltage at node B is also 0. So we can write a voltage at node B as 0. So hence we are going to get Va minus 0 divided by Y2. Va minus 0 divided by Y2. So this is how the nodal equation at node A. So this you can observe in this nodal equation at node A. Finally, solving that equation, we are going to get Vi into Y1 plus V0 into Y3 is equal to Va into Y1 plus Y2 plus Y3 plus Y4. So we are writing that equation in the form such that different voltages Vi and V0 on left hand side, we brought that Vi and V0 on left hand side, and we brought Va on right hand side. So into we have taken common. So because Va is multiplied with all these admittances. So this is the nodal equation at node A. So coming to node B. Now at node B we are going to consider, we are going to write the nodal equation. At node B, how many paths are there at node B? So this from node B it is going towards A, node A, and from node B it is going towards the output node through Wi-Fi. Here through Y2 it is going towards A, node A. So we can write as a virtual ground, as due to the virtual ground concept we have said that Vb is equal to 0. Then we can say that we can write Va into Y2 is equal to minus V0 into Y5, because we are going to write the equation from this point of view. So what we are going to get means Vb minus Va divided by, sorry, into Y2. Vb minus Va into Y2. Vb minus V0 into Wi-Fi. As Vb is equal to 0, here we are going to get minus Va into Y2 and minus V0 into Wi-Fi. So is equal to 0. Then what happens? Then what happens here? So here at this node we are going to get minus Va minus Va into y2 minus vb, sorry, vb, not vb, v naught, excuse me, v naught into y5 is equal to 0. So this is what the equation we are going to get. Then if we bring this va into y2 onto this side, so this negative sign will become positive, and this is what the equation we are going to get. So the equation we are going to get is va into y2 is equal to minus v naught into y5. So from this equation we can write va is equal to minus v naught into y5 by y2. So we are going to substitute this va in the above equation, as we have got the value of va here. So we are going to substitute this va value in the above equation, so in this equation we are going to substitute. So va vi into y1 plus v naught into y3 is equal to, in place of va we are going to substitute minus v naught y5 by y2. So that's what we have substituted, minus v naught y5 by y2 into y1 plus y2 plus y3. And we are bringing this because we are having v naught on this side, as well as we are going to bring this v naught to this side also. So then v naught into y3 is going to become this side. So this v naught becomes a negative sign again, minus v naught into y3. So we are going to bring, as this is a common term, we are going to take common v naught. Then finally we are going to get the equation. So y3 is multiplied with every term, y3 is going to multiplied with every term. So then we are going to write the equation as y2 y3, y1 y5, and y2 y5, y3 y5, and y4 y5 divided by y2. So we are going to make some cancellations here, and then by solving that, so we are having this equation. Hence, by bringing this vi to this side and bringing all this equation to left hand side, so we are going to get the gain v naught by vi is equal to minus y1 by y2 divided by y1 y3 and y1 y5 plus y2 y5 and y3 y5 and plus y4 y5. So now this is the equation we have got for this for the circuit which we have considered. So for this circuit we have written the nodal equation. Then if we implement this circuit such that y1 is equal to z1, let us consider y1 is equal to z1, that means the conductance, and y2 is equal to sc2, that is in the place of y2 we are going to replace it with a capacitor, and y3 we are going to replace it with a capacitor again, and y4 we are going to replace it with a conductance, and y5 we are going to replace it with a conductance g5. So this is how the equation will be. So in place of r1 r2, so we are going to write this as conductance. So by substituting that, what happens? So by substituting that, so we are going to get the equation. So we are going to write substitute in the place of the above equation. So we are going to get v naught by vs is equal to minus s into g1 into c2. So in the place of y1 y2 we are going to write s into g1 minus s into g1 g2 divided by, so in the place of what we have written the equations. So in this circuit what we have observed, so these values we are going to substitute in the above equation, then we are going to get the equation, and hence by solving that equation the transfer function will be like this. So if you observe this transfer function, so this is similar similar to the parallel RLC circuit. that is the gain expressed by the parallel RLC circuit is also similar to this transfer function. So because of this, so we are going to compare with the parallel RLC circuit and we are going to find the gain expression for this band pass filter. So for that, we are going to consider a parallel RLC circuit in which it was driven by a current source, that is Z dash into Vi. It is driven by a current source, that is Z dash into Vi, and with band pass characteristics as shown in this diagram, this characteristics diagram. So now if we observe here, so this current source is going to uh, provide the energy for this three components. So here, what are the three components, passive components? Here we are having RLC. So that is the conductance, capacitance, and inductance. So we are going to consider output. So the output will be like this. So the bandwidth is between FL and FH, and F naught is the center frequency, so which is having highest gain. And if we consider the gain expression with the above equations, so if you consider that, so V naught by Vs is equal to minus G dash by Y, so that is equal to minus G dash divided by SC plus G plus 1 by SL. So this is the equation for this RLC circuit, and then we are going to compare these two equations, this equation as well as this equation. Here you can see Z, conductance and conductance in the numerator itself, and in the denominator we are having capacitance and conductance and as well as inductance. Capacitance, conductance, and inductance, three terms we are having. So here also we are having the three terms in this equation, and by comparing these two equations, so we can write by comparing these two equations, so we can write we are going to assume that Z dash is equal to Z1. So in the place of Z1, so we are going to write a Z dash, and L is equal to, in the place of L, we are going to consider C2 divided by G5. That is the third term in the above equation. And G is equal to G5, that is G5 into C2 plus C3. This is a second term which we are considering. And C is equal to C3. This is the first term. So, and at resonance, so it has the unity power factor, and the imaginary part is 0 at resonance. So at resonance frequency, that is at omega naught. So we can write omega naught square is equal to 1 by LC, that is equal to, in the place of LC, what we have assumed here values. So we are going to substitute these values. This is the L value and this is the C value. So we are going to substitute this L value and as well as this C value. So now the gain at resonance is given by V naught by Vi at the frequency which is equal to omega naught. That is a resonant frequency. That is equal to minus Z dash by Z, that is minus Z1 by Z, which is equal to Z1 Z5 into C3 divided by C2 plus C3. So by solving that equation, so we are going to get the gain at resonance, which is equal to, in the circuit, if we consider the circuit, so as we know that Z1 is equal to 1 by R1 and G5 is equal to 1 by R5. So hence this becomes R5 by R1 into C2 divided by C2 plus C3. So the quality factor at resonance is given by omega naught L by R. So in this uh, RLC circuit, if we consider, the quality factor is given by omega naught L by R or omega naught C into R. We can write two equations: omega naught C into R, which is nothing but the quality factor, or omega naught L by R. That is also the quality factor. So by substituting the values of C and Z here, so we are going to get omega naught C2 into C3 divided by C2 plus C3. So the bandwidth is given by FH minus FL, that is the center frequency divided by quality factor. So as we have found that a quality factor as well as a center frequency, which is nothing but omega naught divided by 2 pi q naught, 2 pi q naught. So that is in the place of q naught, we are going to write R into omega naught into C. So this is in case of RLC circuit. Then we are going to substitute the values of nothing but in case of RLC circuit, we are going to substitute this omega naught and this omega naught will be cancelled. Finally, by solving that, we are going to get 1 by 2 pi RC, that is equal to, in our circuit we are having G by 2 pi into C, that is nothing but G5 into C2 plus C3 divided by 2 pi into C2 into C3. And the center frequency, which is given by F naught, is equal to root of FH into FL. F naught is equal to root of FH into FL. So this is how we are going to obtain the equation by comparing our band pass configuration, that is a second order band pass configuration, with the RLC parallel circuit. And finally, so if we observe, and finally, if you observe here in the above equation, if the capacitance values are same, if all the values are same and those capacitances are equal to C, then our gain will be at center frequency, our gain will be minus R5 divided by 2R1, that is equal to minus A naught. This is nothing but R5. What is here R5? So what is here R5? So if you observe in this circuit, in the circuit, R5 is a feedback resistor and R1 is a series resistor. R5 divided by R1 minus R5 divided by R1. Here op amp is going to act as a inverting amplifier. So as we know that the gain of inverting amplifier is nothing but feedback. It is the ratio of feedback resistor divided by the series resistor. So here R5 is the feedback resistor and R1 is the series resistor. So hence we are going to get the equation like this, that is minus R5 divided by 2R1, that is equal to minus A naught. That is the gain of the inverting amplifier. So omega naught is equal to root of G5, G1 and G4 by divided by C, and bandwidth is equal to G5 divided by pi C. So if we observe the responses, so this is how the response we are going to get. So at a frequency, center frequency, if you observe the gain, so here for different quality factors, the gain will be like this. If quality factor is 1, then there will be, the gain will be highest and the response will be, here you can see the response is like this. If quality factor is going on increasing, then I am going to get a narrow bandwidth. Here you can see the response when it is a 20 line. You can observe that So here the roll off rate, that is the attenuation, is going to be at 20 dB per decade. So to obtain sharper roll off rate, away from the center frequency, so we have to cascade several filters. That means cascade means nothing but we have to connect several filters. And if we further observe this, then further if we modify this, so we are going to get the equation, that is h of s is equal to minus a naught into omega naught divided by q into s. So this is the equation, s square plus omega naught divided by q into s plus omega naught square. So this is obtained. How this is obtained? So from the above equations, from the above all equations, so if you observe the transfer function, that is h of s, the transfer function, so we can write that as minus a naught into alpha into omega naught into s divided by s square plus alpha omega naught into s plus omega naught square, where alpha is equal to 1 by q. That is a damping factor. Here we are going to consider alpha as damping factor. So which is nothing but the which is inversely proportional to the quality factor, which is inversely proportional to the quality factor. So finally, if we write a, if we consider the magnitude of this gain transfer function, then we are going to write it as 20 log of this answer, a naught alpha omega naught s square plus alpha plus omega naught into s plus omega naught square. So this is a narrow band low pass filter. Next, if we consider, so if we are going to obtain the narrow band low pass filter like this, and then if we consider a wide band low pass filter, so the wide band low pass filter can be obtained with the help of, so this is the wide band low pass filter, so which can be obtained with the, which can be obtained with the help of, with the help of, so here you can see, so high pass filter followed by a low pass filter. So by cascading a high pass filter followed by a low pass filter will form a wide band pass filter, which is first order, because here we have introduced only a single pole. Here also we have introduced only single pole. So first order band pass filter. So if we observe the gain of this circuit, so the gain which will be given by 1 plus Rf by R1, Rf by R1. So here in case of R1 we are going to consider Ri. So that is why we have written here Ri. So what is this 1 plus Rf by R1? So R1 Ri, it is nothing but the gain of a non-inverting amplifier. Okay, because here we can observe that each op amps is going to operate as a non-inverting amplifiers. We are giving input to the non-inverting terminal of the operational amplifier. So because of this, so we are going to get the gain, that is 1 plus Rf by Ri into the factor j 2 pi f into R2C2 divided by 1 plus j 2 pi f into R2C2. So this will be the gain we are going to obtain. Nothing but we are going to combine the gain of two, that is a high pass. First we are going to consider the gain of a high pass. High pass gain will be given like this. So that is equal to a naught 1. We are going to write the gain as a naught 1 and 2 pi f into r2, 2 pi f. We are going to write f, we are going to leave this f as same, and 2 pi r2 c2 can be written as fl, and 1 by j 2 pi, sorry, j into f by fl. So this will be, this can be written as a naught 1 into f naught f by fl divided by root of 1 plus f by fl whole square. So fl is equal to, where the lower cutoff frequency fl is equal to 1 by 2 pi r2 c2. So why we are going to consider this as fl? Because here we are going to consider the cutoff frequency, that is the frequency for high pass filter as the lower cutoff frequency of the band pass filter. So that is why we are going to consider here as it as fl. So this is the transfer function for the high pass filter. So when we consider the transfer function of low pass filter, so the transfer function of low pass filter will be given by a naught 2, which is the gain of the low pass filter, divided by root of f by fh. Similarly, we are going to write in this like this equation, and then by solving that, finally we are going to get a naught 2 divided by root of 1 plus f by fh whole square. So here you can see that fh, here the low pass filter is going to provide the higher cutoff frequency of band pass filter. So that is why we are going to consider the higher cutoff frequency fh. So fh can be given by 1 by 2 pi r1 into c1. So because r1 c1 are the input resistances here, and in case of high pass filter, r2 c2 are the r2 c2 is going to provide the pole. So where the voltage gain magnitude of wideband pass filter is the product of low pass filter and high pass filter. So we are going to multiply these two gains for obtaining the gain of the band pass filter. So when we are going to multiply, then the gain becomes a naught 1 into a naught, which is going to be written as a naught, and so here we are going to multiply this equation and this equation. So a naught 1 into a naught has been written as a naught, and into f by fl divided by, so root of this and root of this. So this is how we are going to obtain the response of band pass filter, that is wide band pass filter, so which allows the frequencies, that these the frequencies below the cutoff frequency, that is which allows the frequencies above the fl and below fh. So between fl and fh, it is going to allow the signals, it is going to allow the signals that is having the frequency between fl and fh, and rejects all other frequencies. So if you consider a problem on this, so the problem is design a wideband pass filter fl, which is equal to 400 hertz, and fh, which is equal to 2 kilohertz, having a pass band gain, that is a gain of 4, that is a naught is equal to 4 given. Find the quality factor of the filter. So as pass band gain is 4, it may be designed to give gain of 2. That means each filter section, as we know that it is having two filters, that is a low pass filter as well as high pass filter. So each one is having the gain of 2. If you assume each one is having the gain of 2, then a naught is equal to 1 plus rf by ri, that is equal to 2. Similarly, in two RF by R1, RF by RI. So RF is equal to, let RF is equal to RI is equal to 10 kilo ohms. If you consider, then it will be equal to 1. Then A naught becomes 2. Nothing but here RF by R1 factor will be equal to 1. For this low pass filter, he has given that the frequency, higher cutoff frequency FH is equal to 2 kilohertz, and the lower cutoff frequency is equal to 400 hertz. So as we know that higher cutoff frequency is equal to 1 by 2 pi R1 into C1. So let we are going to assume the C value and we are going to find the R1 value, C1 value, and we are going to find the R1 value. And for a high pass filter he has given, from this we can assume C2 value and we are going to find the R2 value. So not only R2 and C2, so we can assume that R2 value and we can find the C2 value also. No problem with that. So again, F naught is equal to, so he has asked us for quality factor. So for that reason, the center frequency, which is equal to, we know that the formula FH into FL. So which is equal to FH, we know that 2400. So the center frequency will be at 890.4. The quality factor is F naught divided by bandwidth. So we know that F naught, that is we have found the F naught value and we have found the bandwidth. So by that we can obtain a quality factor 0.56. So obviously wideband filter quality factor is very low. So as Q is very much less than 10, so we can say this filter is a wideband pass filter. So thank you students. So with this